This episode is presented to you by NFL Sunday Ticket, now on YouTube and YouTube TV. With NFL Sunday Ticket on YouTube and YouTube TV, you can watch your favorite team's out-of-market Sunday games, plus watch up to 4 games at once with Multiview. Don't miss the race to the playoffs. NFL Sunday Ticket is now just $39 when bundled with YouTube TV, where you get even more football. Visit youtube.com/Spotify offer to sign up now. Lowest price on YouTube TV with base plan. Rest of 2023 season. Terms and embargoes apply. No cancellations.
Ready to unwrap a surprise from Consumer Cellular? Experience the gift of freedom with no contract, no hidden fees, and always free activation. Here comes the holiday surprise. From now till December 31st, new customers can enjoy their second month for free. To get this holiday offer, visit consumercellular.com or call 1-888-FREEDOM and use promo code PODCAST. Act before December 31st to get your second month on us. Use promo code PODCAST.
Hello and welcome to the Paddock and The Pavilion with Stephen Wallace. In each show, Stephen will interview someone connected to the world of horse racing or cricket.
Hello everyone. Our guest today, George Gowler, is a young bowler who has had a hat-trick of good news in the past few months. Thanks, George, for joining me on the Paddock and the Pavilion.
No worries, Stephen.
Well, if I've got the order right, in August you got 2 A's and a B in your A-levels. In September, your club side, Wisbech Cricket Club in Cambridgeshire, won promotion to the East Anglian Premier League 2023. And in October, it was announced that you'd been awarded a 2-year professional contract with Northamptonshire County Cricket Club. Is that all correct?
Yeah, that's correct. Pretty good few months for me.
Yeah, you must be absolutely delighted. It must be everyone's dream when you first start playing cricket to get a professional contract.
Yeah, it is. I think I worked really hard this year. Few bumps in the road, especially with exams. I wasn't able to play many matches during exam season. I kind of concentrated on my exams, and then straight after, a couple of injuries, illnesses. But I think I played most of the season. I think I worked hard to get where I am.
Well, before asking you in more detail about the contract, I actually spoke to your captain at Wisbech, James Williams, who you know well, and this is what he had to say about the news. James, how pleased were you to hear the news about George's professional contract with Northants?
Yeah, really pleased for him. He's worked really hard. He's a lovely lad. He's a great lad, and I've known George since he was about 10 years old. So, he thoroughly deserves it, and it's great to see someone from Wisbech has come through the junior ranks and to go on to get a professional contract.
Yes, when did you first come across George? I guess that's at Wisbech Grammar School.
Yeah, so it was when he was about 10. I did some one-to-ones with him when he was 10. So his older brother Will was at school at the time, and I did some work with him. And he came along, and he was really good. He had a lot of potential there. Good pace, swung it at a really young age. So all he needed to do was catch up with his brothers height-wise, and he's got a lot of attributes to bowl quick.
So let's return briefly to the other parts of your hat trick, namely the exams. What subjects and what grades?
I took maths, chemistry and economics, and I got an A in maths, an A in chemistry and a B in economics. And I'm going to study Loughborough. I'm going to study finance next September. How
did you manage to mix in the studying at Wisbech Grammar School with your cricket?
Yeah, so as I mentioned earlier, I completely stopped playing cricket, except from Saturdays to focus on my academics. And obviously it paid off. I played Saturdays just to get my mind off it. I mean, you can't be revising 24/7. So Saturdays was just kind of like a stress-free weekend cricket to take my mind off studying.
So your dad let you have time off from studying at weekends?
Yeah, well, my captain at my club also was happy that I chose to play a Saturday cricket as well.
And you said you're going to Loughborough University. When are you going to start there?
Next September.
So that's September 2023?
Correct.
So you like having a sort of break from studying then? Yeah.
Well, yeah. So I wanted to the plan was to go to Australia and have a gap year, and go travelling and play some cricket in Australia. But as soon as I heard news about getting a professional contract, I had to stay in the country and train. So I ended up having to accept my uni offer for next year and just spend this year training and doing some part-time work as well.
Let's move on to your club cricket career. And before I actually hear from you, again, I've got a slot for your skipper, James Williams, who's going to give his thoughts on how you played for Wisbech in Cambridgeshire during 2022. And this season, Wisbech won promotion to next year's East Anglian Premier League. What difference did George make to the side with bat and ball?
Well, in the final, he was brilliant. He got key wickets. He bowled brilliantly in his first spurt. It's funny, he doesn't normally bowl 7 overs on the bounce in his first spell, but I just had a feeling that he was going to get their main batter out. And first 2 balls went for 4, and I thought, oh no, the next ball he nicked him off, and he did the job for us. But yeah, bat-wise as well, he got 30 odd not out and batted brilliantly to get us to that total. And he was a key part of that winning game.
And during the season, he must have been a key player.
Yeah, absolutely. He missed quite a few games. He enjoyed a holiday or 2 or a trip out to T20 finals day. But yeah, he was a key part. Someone with his pace and his ability to have in your side, at that level is fantastic. So yeah, he was a massive part to our season.
And as captain of Wisbech Cricket Club, what's he like to captain?
Oh, he's brilliant. He listens well. We have a good relationship. We chat all the time about what he wants to do, and I just let him go. Really, he's still learning, but I still want to give him the opportunity to try what he wants to do and try and get his rewards. Personally,
with Wisbech Cricket Club in 2022, what are your thoughts on the season?
Well, obviously, you can see from the results it started very, very well. There was a bulk, a few games in the middle where we lost a few close games, or threw the game away sometimes in a chase, especially. But in the end, although we came second in the league, we performed really well in the playoffs, and obviously came out on top in the most important game.
Yeah, because you were top of the league, the CAMS League, for a very long time. It must have been disappointing not to win the league. Yeah,
well, I think we were top the whole way through until it came to the last game, where we played our locals rivals March, and however our season's gone, or however their season's gone, it's always a close game. And we didn't come out on top on that one, which was a very quiet dressing room. But it doesn't really matter anymore. I mean, we're through to, I don't think we'll have to play March again next year, so unless it's a friendly.
And then after the defeat against March, you won 3 must-win games in the playoffs. You beat Eton, Soken, Foxton, and then Fakenham in the playoff final, a game where you got runs.
Yeah, well, we weren't looking very good. I mean, I think we were like 90 for 7 or something. And I don't think I've got double figures all year for the team. And I went out and batted with Anne and Joe. It's coming on nicely, to be fair. And managed to get a few.
Just for listeners, just to explain who else you were talking about then. I
was batting with Ant Palmer and Joe Dunning. They were batting 8 and 11, I think.
And what number did you come in yourself?
I came in at 9.
And you scored 36.
Yeah. So usually in innings, if that's a top order batsman, that's sometimes not good enough. You should probably go and get 50. But I mean, in the context, I think it was needed.
Well, you beat Fakenham by 6 runs in that playoff final. What does the result mean for Wisbech Cricket Club going into the East Anglian Premier League?
Yeah, I think we've shown in our performances this year that we are a good side, and I think we'll be able to perform well next year. Definitely 100%, especially against some of the weaker teams. But it'll definitely be a test for us next year.
And I was speaking to James that the fixtures are already out, and your first game is on Saturday, the 15th of April.
Wow, that's very early.
And are you hoping to play yourself, being able to play next year for Wisbech?
Yeah, I think so.
And that will depend on whether you can be free from Northampton.
Yeah, I should be free on Saturdays, just depending on my workload and stuff. If I've got a 4-day game and I spend 160 overs bowl it or like in the field, then I'll probably not have many overs left to bowl on the Saturday. So maybe play as a batsman them games in the twos.
Well, I know James is hoping you'll be able to play.
Yeah, I hope so. Obviously, like we said off air, it's down to workloads, what he does in the week, what he's got planned, what games he's got coming up. But I'm hoping he's going to play lots for us and bowl lots of overs for us. Back
to the contract with Northampton. You've been a member of the academy, and I spoke to you back in January 2021 when your dad joined us. How and when did you find out that you got the contract?
So every month we have these with the academy director. We had these player-parent meetings, and we obviously were a bit stressed out about booking Australia flights and stuff. So we wanted to know if I was allowed to go or not. And then they kind of hinted at it for a while, and then I officially got told. I think it must have been start of September. And then it was over Zoom, and we were delighted.
So they very much involved your dad as well in the process.
Yeah, he was on every call, so he was happy as well.
That's a very good way of doing it, actually involving the family, because it's a big decision, isn't it, to become for 2 years your contract to be a professional cricketer?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, he's been there the whole time, so why not keep him involved now when it's kind of down to the last step up the ladder.
And how do you feel the season in the second 11 went for you?
Pretty well. There's a few tough games in there, but I feel like I think I played a home game at the county ground against Worcestershire right at the start of the season, and I think that was probably one of my best games. I've got some videos from that which are pretty happy with. So that's probably my best game for the twos.
Well, looking at the table, Northamptonshire did well in the second and they came third in the championship. What's the atmosphere like in the side?
Yeah, so last year it was a bit tough. We didn't win many games, and the coach was a bit more motivated this year, I think, and he got us through many games, and that's why I think we came out on top. We worked really hard, and the atmosphere was great around the woods.
George played 6 of Northamptonshire's 10 4-day second 11 championship matches in 2022. He did take 3 wickets in an innings against Worcestershire in early May at the county ground Northampton. His best figures of 3 for 38 came against Nottinghamshire in September. And how different is it bowling these are 4-day games in a second 11 match to bowling in the CAMS League? The intensity must be a lot higher.
Yeah, I think red ball cricket, long format cricket is so much different to short format cricket. I think you have to approach it in a different way. And for example, balls that I'd get wickets with in the second team, they might play a miss or edge it for 4, or in the 1 day in the club stuff. So I think it's definitely different approach.
And who's the best batsman you got to bowl to last season?
That's a tough question.
Now, you can't say James Williams in the nets.
I bowled at Goldenman from Derbyshire in a 50-over game, and I didn't get him out. I don't think I got him out, but he didn't hit me for too many, luckily.
And did you get a chance to have any 12th man duties this year like you did the previous year for the first team?
Yeah, I think I did one. It might have been against Birmingham. I was down for a few more, but I played second team cricket instead. But that was a good day. Saw a few hundreds from the ones.
Why?
If you have T-Mobile 5G home internet, you might be hearing this a lot. Why? Every time your internet slows down during the busiest hours.
Why?
Because your network gives priority to cell phone users.
Why?
Good question. Why not switch to Cox Internet with 2 times faster download speeds than T-Mobile 5G home internet during peak hours?
Okay.
Stop the whys and visit cox.com/5G home for details. T-Mobile prioritizes certain T-Mobile phone users over home internet users during times of congestion.
The Paddock and the Pavilion now has a back catalogue of over 150 episodes. To hear more from George Gowler, take a listen to episode 26 and episode 49. Because Northamptonshire did very well last year, coming 6th in the county championship, a lot better than people expected.
100%, yeah. And there was a few close games in there that could have been drawn or could have been won. So yeah, I think we'll do even better next year.
Now, hopefully this is just the beginning of your county cricket career. Are there some people you'd like to thank who've helped you along the way?
Yeah, definitely. So starting with my school stuff, I mean, Neil Taylor, my head coach at school, he helped out quite a lot. James Williams, my club captain, and he was a teacher at my school for a bit. He's definitely helped along the way. And all the Northants coaches, and especially my dad, driving me to games all the time when I was young and driving me to training and paying for training. And definitely my dad.
Has Dad watched quite a lot of the games this season, or has he been to all of them?
Yeah, he's been to a few. So it ended up me driving down and then him driving down an hour later to catch the start of the game.
And what's the priority now? Now the season's over, is it fitness? Or are you still having nets now?
So I haven't started training yet. Been sent through a few fitness sessions to do next week, and then proper training starts on the 14th of November, I believe.
But you must be much stronger physically than you were, say, 3 or 4 years ago when you first went to the academy.
Yeah, definitely, I'd say so. A lot of hard work in the last 4 years, especially in the gym.
Well, the very best of luck for next season. It must be everyone, young player's dream to do what you're about to do next season. And when you first started playing cricket, did you ever imagine you'd be signing a professional cricket contract?
Oh, no, definitely not. I was playing in my local club, just trying to be as good as my older brother. But I think I've come a long way.
Well, thanks again for joining me on the Paddock and the Pavilion, and the very best of luck for 2023.
Thank you very much, Steve.
Thank you.
Thank you for listening to the Paddock and the Pavilion. You can download the show on Apple Podcasts,
Amazon Music,
SoundCloud, Stitcher and Spotify.
Follow us on Twitter, Facebook and Instagram at The Pad and Pad. Don't forget, if you like the show, please do leave us a rating and review.
Sports Social Podcast Network.
Looking for a fun way to win 25 times your money this football and basketball season? Test your skills on Prize Picks, the most exciting way to play daily fantasy sports. Just select 2 or more players, pick more or less on their projection for a wide variety of stats, and place your entry. It's as easy as that. If you have the skills, you can turn $10 into $250 with just a few taps. Easy gameplay, quick withdrawals, and injury insurance on your picks are what make Prize Picks the #1 daily fantasy sports app. Ready to test your skills? Join the Prize Picks community of more than 7 million players who have already signed up. Right now, Prize Picks will match your first deposit up to $100. Just visit prizepicks.com/play100 and use code play100. That's code play100 at prizepicks.com/play100 for a first deposit match up to $100. Prize Picks, daily fantasy sports made easy.